Hey everybody, it's me, Rick Acosta, the Dodger card collector, coming to you with the World Series version of Dodger Card Collector for Game 2 of the 2025 World Series, where the Dodgers had just beat the Toronto Blue Jays 5 to 1. I'm sitting here staring at my phone, looking at some stats. Uh, this was a pitcher's duel. Dodgers scored in the first inning. The Blue Jays tied it in the third. And from there, it was a pitcher's duel between Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Kevin Gausman. And both, I would say the Jays had a couple of chances, a couple of blown opportunities. Dodgers just weren't hitting the ball. At one point, Gausman got 15 consecutive batters out. But the game stayed even till the seventh when Will Smith broke the tie with a solo home run. Max Muncy followed a couple of batters later with another solo home run to make it 3 to 1. At that point, the Jays took out Gausman. The bullpen guys for the Jays gave up a couple of runs in the eighth, making it 5 to 1. And at that point, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who I call Yoshi, uh, complete game, allowed 4 hits, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts, no walks. So I think from listening to the telecast, uh, first complete, first back-to-back complete game since Tom Glavine did it with the Braves. So it shows you how times have really changed in baseball, as we don't let uh, pitchers pitch the way they used to in the old days, the vintage baseball card days. But it was a good win. The series is now tied one game to one, going back to Los Angeles for the last 3 games, or for the excuse me, I don't want to sound arrogant, for the next 3 games. And we'll see what happens from there. Dodgers come back with home field advantage, if I haven't said that already. And we'll see what happens. Dodgers need to start hitting the ball. I know, and I've been told this, I come off as a spoiled Dodger fan, but they need to start hitting the ball. Uh, the Blue Jays, granted, the Blue Jays got 4 hits tonight. They just seem to right now. They just seem to be a little bit more explosive. But let's see how the series continues. I believe Game 3 is going to be. I don't know if it's Shohei Ohtani or if it's Tyler Glasnow. It's going to be one of them. I think it's Glasnow. So let's see what happens. And I know that the Jays are going to counter with Max Scherzer and Shane Bieber. So we got a good series coming back to LA. So I can at least sleep tonight a little better than I did last night. So in honor of that, I'm going to show you my favorite Game 2 baseball cards. So let's turn the camera around. Let's take a look at some baseball cards, you guys. So for Game 2, I focused on the hitters this time. For Game 1, I focused on pitching performances. Today I just selected 4 cards, all having to do with hitting, and 2 of them actually have kind of some sentimental value, which is why I picked them. So up top here is the 1961 Topps. Mickey Mantle slams 2 home runs in Game 2 of the 1960 World Series. That's probably my newest card. Good looking card. Mantle also has a very nice card in the 1965 Topps set for Game 3 of the 1964 World Series. On the right, that's Carl Yastrzemski, smashes 2 home runs. And that is also from Game 2 of the 1967 World Series. And that day, the Red Sox beat the Cardinals 5 to nothing. I own this as a kid, own it now. That was a big year for Yaz. Won the Triple Crown that year in 1967. Now, 1975 Topps here. The last 2 I picked for sentimental reasons. The 1975 Topps features Game 2 of the 1974 World Series. Joe Ferguson hits a 2-run home run against the Oakland A's, and the Dodgers went on to win the game 3 to 2. This was the first World Series game I ever saw the Dodgers win. I was 9 years old in 1974, and like I said, it was the first time I'd ever gotten to see them play in a World Series, so I was thrilled. And I remember seeing this home run, and Major League Baseball, the World Series film that year, did a really good job. They had Tommy Lasorda, who was then the third base coach to manager, Walter Alston. He was mic'd up that day, and just the way he yelled when Fergie hit the home run was incredible. So picked that one. You know, you see Fergie here, you see my favorite player, Jimmy Wynn, Walter Alston. I can see Doug Grau in the background. That could be Steve Yeager, but I'm looking through a phone right now, so I can't tell you if that's for sure him. But that was a big moment in my life, and I love the baseball card to this day. The last one I pick, I've always referred to as the 1974 Topps Willie Mays card. And in reality, it's the Game 2 1973 World Series card, where the Mets beat the A's 10-7. And I just always loved this card for Willie Mays. I view this, for me personally, I view this as the last Willie Mays card. I know the 1973 Topps card is considered his last, but just love that Topps went to the trouble of including Mays in this subset. I know he didn't have the best series, and by the end of the series, he was benched. But like I said, just loves the card. This might be a card one day that I would like to find in a nice graded version, centered. This one's obviously off-centered. But like I said, for me, this is the last Willie Mays card. So just some general information that I didn't give you for the Game 1. Topps did postseason action, I would say roughly from 1960 through 1975. They would do all the World Series games, and in some cases they would do all the National and American League playoff games. Not always, but in some cases. By the late 70s, 1976 through 1979, they would do like a World Series card, and then like a National League Championship Series, and an American League Championship Series card. Topps Heritage has picked up the tradition, I guess. I'll try and feature some in the next couple of videos. But for now, these are my Game 2 baseball cards from the World Series. So thanks again for checking in, and we'll talk to you after Game 3. Take care.